The Solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul, Sunday, June 29, 2025. Saints Peter and Paul are great heroes of our faith and apostles of Christ. Both played significant roles in influencing our Christian foundation in the early church. They are the pillars of our faith. Peter was the first among the equals, the head of the apostles, and Paul was a great apostle to the Gentiles. Each brings his gift to the table in response to Christ's call to spread the good news to the ends of the world. Peter's role as the head of the apostles was an honor bestowed upon him by Christ. You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Peter identified Jesus as the Messiah. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. He is one of the three apostles accompanying Jesus, especially in his intimate moments when he goes to pray. Peter was miraculously rescued from prison. God intervened and saved him against his foes and adversaries. Eventually, at the appropriate time, he was crucified upside down and died a cruel death on a cross. Peter's situation reminds us that God shows up for us in our lives in challenging circumstances. According to tradition, at the time of great persecution in 64 AD, Peter and Paul were martyred in Rome. There is a legend that Peter was leaving Rome and saw the vision of Jesus running back to the city. And Peter questioned him, "Quo vadis? Where are you going, Lord?" In response, Jesus said, "I am going to Rome to be crucified again." With that, Peter went back and suffered martyrdom for Christ. He was crucified upside down because he felt unworthy to die the way Jesus was crucified. He gave his life for the gospel. Paul, on his part, was an apostle to the Gentiles, committed to spreading the gospel message in challenging situations. He gave it all in preaching the gospel. After his conversion, he once persecuted Christ's followers as Saul and had a conversion after he met Christ on his way to Damascus and became Paul. Imprisoned multiple times, suffered shipwreck and was beaten for the gospel's sake. He was in Jerusalem and was arrested, brought to Rome and beheaded. He was decapitated. His death was thought to be less cruel than crucifixion. The apostles Peter and Paul had a solid passion and love that could not be tamed, an unstoppable and unquenchable desire for the Lord. Although they were both different in their approach to the gospel message, they were solidly united in their goals of furthering the mission of Christ. Peter was more of the authority figure, bringing peace and unity to the church. On the other hand, Paul was resilient in challenging situations to make Christ known and available to those who may never have heard of him. He was committed even to his disadvantage. He counted everything as nothing compared to the gospel message. He was selfless in pouring his life out as a libation, as Christ poured his blood on the cross. The question of Jesus, "Who do you say that I am?" is a question for all. It challenges us as disciples to be rock solid in our faith. Peter and Paul's survival rests on knowing Jesus, believing in him and doing his will for them. As disciples of Christ, knowing Jesus demands the willingness to go where he has gone, the way of the cross. Like Peter and Paul, suffering and death could not deter them from witnessing and proclaiming the gospel. As Christians, our call to discipleship is an invitation to freedom. It's an invitation that calls us to lose ourselves in fellowship with God freely. It's a call not to pursue spectacular deeds, but to give a gift of oneself in service of one another in love, as Christ did for us. Mother Teresa once said, "We can do no great things, only small things with great love." Indeed, holiness is not a privilege of a few, but a need for all. And this is the invitation being offered to you and me today, as disciples like Peter and Paul, to walk humbly before God, recognize his presence among us, and freely follow his ways out of love for him. God abides with his disciples in their trials, as in the first reading. This is not necessarily to prevent us from having pain in life, but he gives us the spirit, courage, and the suffering energy to carry on amid adversity like Peter and Paul. Like Peter and Paul, we have the same opportunity to witness the gospel's truth with our lives. Happy Sunday and have a blessed week.